All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the Week 12 recap. I am your host, The Commish, and today we have two guests with us. Let me introduce a reoccurring guest on the podcast. We want to call him reoccurring, but it is his second stint on the podcast. Let's give it up for the team formerly known as Sitcho.
Appropriately said. What up?
A little late with your intro music. My bad, Sitcho.
It's
Well,
all good.
I can't call you Sitcho no more.
No, you can't. I got a couple weeks of it. I got a couple.
You could probably still retain the name. All right. Also, we have Trafmodian test pilot. I don't know if I said that right.
No, not quite. But glad to be here. First time, long time.
All right. I really couldn't find it. I have no idea what that was. At first, I thought it was Star Wars reference, but it's not. It's a book, Slaughterhouse.
Yeah,
something?
Slaughterhouse 5, Kurt Vonnegut, Tralfamadorian.
Tralfamadorian. There you go. So the song I was playing was by Slaughterhouse, the rap group. So
Okay.
that's the closest I could I could get to some type of music for your intro. All right, fellas, how we doing?
We good.
Good.
I'm good. Glad to be on again. Glad to be on my guy Trout. You know what I mean? That's my guy. Quiet as kept. I've known this guy for a little bit, so it's good to get on the podcast with him.
That's great.
Yep, glad to be here.
All right, so before we go on, let me just give a shout out to our high man of the week, who is also the only 200-point player. That is Crusher, scoring a total of 205 points.
Impressive. It was
Yeah,
impressive.
I think who went off for him? It was It
Jacob.
was Jacobs, right? What Jacobs?
Yeah. 79 points from a running back is impressive.
Ridiculous.
But truthfully, his running backs, I think he's number one for running back all year, even before the game started. I think his running backs, Jacobs and Walker, has been balling.
Yeah, what round did he get Jacobs in? Like the fourth?
That's a good question.
I think
I don't think it was early.
No, I'm guessing it was around 5.
I mean, dude had like 229 rush yards, 74 receiving yards, 6 receptions. I mean, 86-yard run. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that from running back. So,
Round 7.
damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a nice pickup.
Yes, it was. And truthfully, I mean, quiet as kept. I mean, he spent all that money on Kenneth Walker, and I was one at least that laughed. And I mean, that turned out great for him. So that dude's been putting up numbers.
I don't. He's still out of playoffs right now, right? He is
Who,
not.
Crusher?
Yeah, I don't think even with that 5. Yeah, J Money would take over because
You're
because of points.
right. That is right.
His best bet is if J Money gets into the 5th spot, and then Crusher just outscores situation because he's much closer. He's only what is it,
21 points off.
Yeah, 21
Really?
points off.
Really 7, right? Because it's tripled. So he's about 7 points off of situation. Yep.
And that's because Dark, who was Dark Horse, no pun intended, this year, yeah, jumped
He's
up.
balling out.
Yeah, he's been balling. I caught a couple weeks earlier, and I was like, his team has just been on a roll. Oh, it was ever since what's his name came back from Arizona, DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, he's been on a roll.
But it's more than Hopkins. I mean, his squad is pretty complete.
It is.
You know,
It is. I didn't think his wide receivers were going to be as good, but you know what they've been more than serviceable. So,
I think his biggest thing for him has been Geno Smith. I mean, that's been the biggest surprise. I mean, Geno Smith has been like something no one expected. I mean, he starts him every week. I mean, no one would ever thought that. So I think that's been the biggest surprise for him all year.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
let's get into your squads and see how you guys did this week.
How about we just get into Trout squad, not mine?
All right. Well, I'll start off with mine. I went 0-3 again, I think last week I did the same thing. It's just been, if you look at my squad, it just looks disgusting right now. I have two quarterbacks on my bench who don't play. I picked up Baker hoping he would come back, and I just don't feel like dropping somebody else. I'm in a mode. I just don't feel like spending on my $2 no more to pick up somebody because I don't.
Squad has been, there's been a few squads, yours, Dreams, and Crushers to a certain extent too. But we all had injuries, bad injuries. But I mean, damn, dude, like I think recently, you got hit bad. I mean, I'll just be honest. Just like I'm looking at your squad. I mean, between Waller and Chase and Matt Ryan was, I've never been a Matt Ryan fan either, but even him getting hurt and some of the others, I mean, you've had some bad luck. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I don't think I'm in it for points, but
you went out, you got a slim chance. The stars have to align. So same thing with me. I think we got the same record, but we went out, and we got our side bet going on. So that's a little something right there. I want that extra draft pick.
Who has a side bet?
You and I.
Wait, I said yes to something? You need to screenshot that, sir. I need a screenshot on that.
You guys are sitting at 13-20, so to win out, your best possibility is going to be 19-20, and 19-14 is that's the fourth spot, third and fourth spot. So you would have to have Dago and Dark lose. I mean, I guess you would have to then in the tiebreaker or points.
No, we need to target situations. He's a fifth spot, and he's 18-15. So I mean, that's really our only hope is if he loses out and Crusher loses in a way where we have a shot.
Yeah, that's the only hope. The fifth spot, and miraculously, if your team goes off and you can overcome points. But that's the only hope. But it's whatever.
But Trout, you're looking at your squad. You got a shot. You got a legitimate shot, bro.
Slim shot. Yeah, I got 2 games on you, so
it looks good.
I mean, I've been very disappointed with my team. It's probably my best draft in the 8 years I've been in the league. I have no injuries, healthy squad, just has underperformed. So, I mean, I was feeling really good about my quarterbacks. I know people are giving me shit about being geriatric, but that has definitely played out. So they are past their prime.
Well, first of all, you've had some injuries too. Jonathan Taylor was out for a while. Mark Andrews a little bit. So I mean, you've had some injuries. I mean, we all have. I mean, and then I just think I've never been a big fan. You know that I wasn't a big fan of Rodgers, but Brady, I feel like has been putting up decent numbers at least the first 8 weeks or so.
I mean, serviceable, yeah. So I mean, he's been consistent. Rodgers has definitely been the brick that's drowning me a little bit.
Right.
So, and you guys saw what I put out my playoff prediction. I got Killer Bees winning the league against J Money, and that's just because of the J Money curse. You didn't see my prediction, did you?
I don't think I saw that.
I didn't.
It's on the league page.
So wow, you got Killer Bees and J Money in the final.
I have Bank and J Money getting the bye. Situation getting in for points. Killer Bees third, Diego fourth, Dark fifth, and then Crusher on the outside looking in. Well,
first of all, I mean, when did you set these? Because I mean, J Money's not getting a bye. He's 16-7.
This was before. I think this was before week 12.
Oh, okay.
November 15th, I put it up. So maybe that was before. That was before week 11. Maybe is that?
Well, looking at the standings, it looks like Bank and Killers to. And honestly, truthfully, I as much as I think Dago's squad is scary. I thought that from the beginning of the year, but I think the buys go to Bank and Killer, and I actually have them too. I mean, with the Mahomes and Allen down the stretch, and for Killer B starting every week, I just don't see him not.
Yeah, that's why I have him winning it all because of that QB combo, and Mahomes has been.
But Bank's team is tough. I mean, he just got Tyreek Hill. I mean, his team is tough. I think I'm gonna take the chance and say J Money doesn't make the playoffs.
Really? Yeah, off of 1 week. You know his quarterback was out. Who did he start? Did he start a second quarterback?
I think J Money does not get in. I know that sounds crazy.
That's blasphemy.
I know how consistent he's been, but I say he doesn't get in. That's my bold prediction. J Money does not make the playoffs.
Yeah, he had Lamar Jackson and Darnold last week that he started.
Yep.
Yeah, and I went off because Justin Fields has been hot the last few weeks.
He
30
has.
points, 58 points, 69 points, 34 points. Oh, come on. That's the only reason. I thought he would have kept going.
Cools off. I think he cools off towards the end of the year. That's the only reason why I said it. I think kind of like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is starting to cool off a little bit, and a little bit. Like maybe not actually. What did he do? maybe. What did he do last week? Oh, 51. Okay, well maybe not. My bad.
See, what I don't understand is why he sat. I think he's had started Sanders almost all season long, hasn't he? And he sat Sanders for some reason and started Trey Burks. I would have kept.
I saw that and didn't understand that.
Yeah.
But that's big money for you though. I didn't quite get that.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah, that would have been a 26-point swing.
Would he have won though? Yeah, he would have.
Yeah, he would have.
Trough, let's go to your team. You went 3-0. Who'd you beat?
Yeah, squeaked one out over Dago.
You did.
Oh, Dog Pound.
Situation.
The new Sitch. The new Sitcher. And you beat him.
Commission's such an ass. He's such an
let's see your squad. Oh, yes, you got the old man squad, as I said. Rodgers and Brady. How's that been for you for the year? Rodgers and Brady.
It's been disappointing. Like I said, Rodgers has been definitely underperforming. I mean, I know he wasn't expected to necessarily be putting up high 30s every week, but I would expect it at least to be in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, let me see. He's been in the teens for a lot of these games.
For our league, he's been average, maybe a little bit better than average. A lot of 20. And then Jonathan Taylor he's been good the last few weeks, but it looks like it's a little too late.
Yeah.
You needed that between week 5 and 9 where he's in and out.
But he was out. He was hurt for like 5.
Yeah, he was. He was out, and then he came back for a couple games. Then he went back. It looks like that's what happened. And then you picked up Lockett, so that has to be your best pickup, right? You picked him off the waiver wire.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody dropped him.
I want to know Trout's philosophy on draft day. Like, so let's get back to this year, if you don't mind. Let's get to this year's draft. Did you intend? Because when I called you, you said the auto draft for your number 2 pick. Did you intend to draft Jonathan Taylor at number 2?
I did not.
So if the truth is out, so you did not. So who the hell were you trying to draft at number 2?
Josh Allen.
Wait, so how come you didn't say anything?
For one.
So I don't know. I hate when we do that. I mean,
Josh Allen was at number 1. So if he was at number 1, then who are you going to take at number 2?
So I was going to take the next quarterback. I mean, I wanted to go quarterback number 1.
I figured as much. So when you took Taylor, it was kind of surprised. So you're probably going to go Mahomes or Herbert.
Right. So, yeah, it was Mahomes and Josh Allen. And I was finishing up. So me and my son, we were at a thing that ended up running kind of long. So I told him I had to step out and do the draft, and I had it all set for that first pick. But, I mean, I didn't really want to stop the draft from there. It actually ended up working out. And then I was driving back to the house. So I was on the road for like 30 minutes, and I was in Powder Springs in an area I wasn't familiar with. So I had GPS going that I'm like trying to draft while we're in traffic, following the instructions. But apparently, maybe I need to try that again, because it ultimately was my best rated draft by CBS. And then as far as the rankings from the commissioner, I think it was my best one.
Yeah. I mean, it was decent. I do think it'd have been a whole lot better if you had Mahomes. That's just my take.
Yeah, take advantage of that next time, because there's a lot of people in this league who would stop everything to make sure they get. They don't care what they're messing up. They're gonna stop every time they feel something's going wrong.
Well said, man. Right, Trev. I'm surprised. I would have stopped it. I'm sorry. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, nah. I mean, I like him, but nah. But it is what it is. It's all done. I just wanted to get the truth on that, because I was like, man, did he really intend to draft Jonathan Taylor? Was he really on auto draft? So on the second pick of the draft? Because you must have been on auto draft, right? I mean, that's the only reason why you got him, because you were on auto draft, right?
No, so when I was waiting for my turn, and then I think it was the J, the letter. I was looking down. I was actually talking to the guy, and I'm like looking down at the corner of my eye and tapped it. And I thought that I was on where you can kind of queue them up. Mm-hmm. And I think that I was back into the main screen with the list of players, and it doesn't really fit our format. They've got the running back ranked so much higher than we would necessarily value them being a 2 quarterback format. But so I think that is what happened, because I didn't even realize what had occurred until a couple minutes later, to another reason that I didn't bother stopping it. But I mean, as the draft was going, I was driving, and it was a little stressful. I felt like I was like recovering. And then when I got done, I was very happy with the Rodgers-Brady combo, though. Right. That has been underwhelming.
Still got a chance to make the playoffs.
I'm facing all playoff contenders. I've got Art McGuire, Jay Money, and Killer Bees.
Oh, man.
Well, I hope you win them all. We need you to win. Me and Commish need you to win all.
Yeah, I do need you to win them all. That'd be great.
Well, I'm going to do my best, fellas.
I need you to win them all, and then probably lose all your games next week.
Yeah, I mean, based on projections, it's a toss-up with me and Dark McGuire, and Jay Money's got me like 6 points. I'm definitely way under Killer Bees. He's projected at 170. I'm 140.
Yeah.
So, did you guys see the trades today? I think these are last-minute trades. When's the trade deadline? I think it's tomorrow.
I feel like the trade deadline is a little late. Right?
With 2 weeks left, right?
Yeah, I feel like it should have been early. I mean, Dog Pound making trades just doesn't make any sense to me at this point. It's like dude is like mathematically out of it.
I mean, I think we need to call Dago and have him run his program.
Yeah, it's all points. I bet it's just points, man. And he got 4,400 points. I mean, like, he's like 600 points. Like, he's got to score like 600 more points than it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I appreciate the fight towards the end and stay invested and not screwing up the league by giving up and not setting your lineup and all that kind of crap. But
yeah,
and it wasn't.
I tried trading with him. It was a no-go. So I don't think he was just giving away players.
No, it wasn't bad at all. He picked up Waddle. He picked up Mike White, who looks like he's balling.
Yeah,
give him a couple. He picked up Swift. And he gave up Tyree. He basically traded, but I mean, I can see why Bank did it. I'm Bank, I do it too. I mean, his team is so loaded. He just basically traded Waddle for Tyree.
That's it. Was that the only trade? I felt there was more.
I think that was it. Trout sniped Ezekiel Elliott for me for basically nothing.
What was that trade?
It wasn't a blockbuster, but I think what do we do? Like I think I picked up Tyler Boyd and Dawson Knox from him, thinking I can plug those two in this week and give me some points. That backfired bad. I think they both had three.
And you gave Darius Slayton and Zeke.
Yep.
Yeah, and so Elliott started for me that week, kind of filled a hole I had.
Slayton put up points.
You basically, but Dawson Knox has done nothing this year.
No, man. If you look at, one thing I look at. Okay, all right, Commissioner. One thing I look at is targets a lot. Especially the tight end position, because that's one of the positions where, you just need them to throw them the damn ball. Mm-hmm. And if you look, man, he was leading the team in targets the past couple games.
Is he leading the teams in receptions?
I think he had a green arrow, so he was hot, according to CBS.
The green arrow got me, man. The green arrow got me, bro.
I'm like, I get it. But the problem is when you look down and his targets are matching his fantasy points, it's not a good look.
All right, Commish, man, go easy on me. Hey, look, man, I was desperate, man. Higbee, man, it was Stafford out. Higbee was a non-factor. And I had no tight ends, man. I traded Schultz.
I'm just looking back at it. I'm like, Darius Slayton and Ezekiel Elliott. Those are starters. Yeah. Tyler Boyd's like the third string.
But, Chase was out. I thought he was going to have a big game, man. I thought he was going to have
Chase has been out for like 2 weeks before that trade. And
did he have a big game? Didn't Tyler Boyd have a big game one of those weeks?
Let me see. No, he did not. His last big game was
I was
week 7.
banking on that. It didn't happen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, no, he never put up. I get the idea, but then I think he was already
So
out for a week or
I'll
two
tell you
before that.
my strategy was I was desperate and I needed a wide receiver that was going to have a big game. And Slate was playing the Cowboys, so I thought, all right, look, who's going to have a big game? Who could potentially have a big game? And I thought, with Chase out, boy, he's had those games because he's a pretty good receiver.
The 4 games before the trade, he had gone 9, 6, and 3.
Thanks, Trout.
12, 9, 6, and 3. So yeah, he was due. I see what you're thinking.
No,
Some bullshit.
that was a bad trade. Some trades I just press the button and I'm like, really? I just pressed the button.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say though, man, I think when teams at the bottom trying to fight this, you want to see that. Obviously, I'm always going to do that. But I think Trout, you too. I mean, I don't think you've never had years. You made the playoffs a couple years, haven't you?
I believe I've made twice and then gone out first game.
Yeah, but you made it, and that's look, man, that says something. I mean,
those were the early years.
Yeah, but we got a lot of tough players in this league, man. It's hard. It's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
What Crusher does and Jay Money has done with consistency. I was gone for 3 years, so I think they were still making the playoffs. But what they've done with making the playoffs that consistently, even Dream. I mean, and Dago, these guys are making the playoffs every single year, and obviously Bang too when he was there. So it's like that's not easy to do. I mean, we joke about shit, but that's it's hard, man. It's not even a keeper league. So to keep doing that every single year, I mean, it says something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
question, Trout, would you have taken that same trade if it was just Zeke?
Well, what would have been for like Boyd? For Knox, yes.
Boyd and Knox for Zeke.
Probably so. I mean, because I had picked up Boyd because of the Chase injury. Yeah, so I would have probably done the trade.
Are you just trying to throw insult into injury right now, Commissioner?
I was just curious. But
yeah, you make no trades, Commissioner. Like you make absolutely no trades.
I don't like trading a lot. You know what? And I have which I did not do in this league. In most leagues, I like to tally up on wide receiver and running backs. Like young ones, which I did in the beginning of the year, and then I dropped them all. I had Dubs, I had Rashad White, I had Christian Watson, and I don't know why. I regret dropping all of them because I would have had decent trade pieces, which I did in my other leagues, and it helped me out.
White, Dubs and White haven't really done much, have they?
I think White had like 11 or 12 points this week, but he was the starting running back. What's his name? Didn't play? I don't think so. Fournette.
Oh yeah, he might have been hurt. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I just reading reports during preseason. They liked White. They liked, and I also know Kansas City liked
Isaiah Pacheco.
And I never liked the other one.
Clyde was
yes. I never liked him, so I was like, "Oh, let me pick him up." And then I heard good things about Dubs. Christian Watson was injured, but I picked him up off the waiver wire, and then I just dropped all those players, and I regret it.
Well, you know what? I like that. Hey, Trout, I got to give you credit on that. You picked up Mark Andrews. I thought that was a big win for you, bro.
I thought so too. I was real happy with that trade.
Yeah, he got injured though. That's the thing that sucked for you. But
yeah,
big pickup for you because that's where you had a hole was tight end. I can't remember who your tight end was before him, but when you did that, I was like, "Ooh, all right."
Yeah, the Dolphins tight end, Gesicki.
Yeah, and he's up and down, basically down.
No, he's down. Yeah,
I don't think he's done anything.
No.
Yeah. So that Mark Andrews thing, I had him last year. He had some big games for me, and so when he got injured, I was like, "Ooh, that sucks."
So what's your guys? I'm gonna start with you, Trout. What's your strategy going forward for these last 2 weeks to try and make a run of something?
To win. I've probably done trading at this point. I mean, like we talked about the Elliott trade, that was plugging a hole, must-win situation. Nothing's really come my way. I mean, I guess I would entertain any. But just trying to maximize my lineup and hope things go my way, have some big games. Mark Andrews, I definitely had some good games there, but then when he was out, so maybe he can come back and kind of pay it forward for me.
Okay.
Right.
And you, Sitch, what's your strategy for keeping your name? Because you're not making playoffs.
There you go, bro. The name is gone, bro. I think I'm 5 games behind Sitch situation, so he'd have to lose out. I just went out, which is probably not going to happen because he's got a good squad. But look, man, I want to finish strong, man. I'm one of those kind of people where I definitely don't want to finish at the bottom two. Now, hell no. So I gotta finish strong. I want to. And then also, look, I got that bet with you. It'd be nice to start off next year with 2 options at draft pick. You better go back and look at that damn handshake that we did earlier.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So it would be nice to kind of do that. But in general, man, I like to finish strong. I mean, it just sucks to be at the bottom. So for me, I mean, and I was waiting for Watson to come back anyway.
Oh, is he playing this week?
Yeah.
So you starting him?
What do you think? He's projected to score more points than anybody on my squad, man. He's playing against Houston, man. He's got an axe to grind. So, but yeah, I mean, strategy is to put the best team together. Probably done with trades, but man, just to see how things work.
That Marcus Mariota looks real good. You could take a look at my squad. Let me know.
Hey, I'll give him to you, bro. I'll give him to you. I'm not playing him against over Prescott and Watson. So, if you want them, let's talk. We could do a first ever trade on your podcast right now.
On the podcast, let me
on the damn. You don't even have a second quarterback.
No, I don't. I don't have a second quarterback. No, I only have one.
We probably do need to talk, bro. All right. Look, let's make a trade. Trout, you're gonna mediate. We're gonna make a trade right now. First ever trade on the podcast. I'll give you Mariota, and I want Dameon Pierce.
All right, I'll do it straight up.
Damn, now I got to think about it. When when somebody accepts the trade that fast, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I got to think. It's making me nervous.
All right, let me go to my team.
Why not? Shit, why not? I feel like I'm helping you out.
Trout, what do you think of the trade?
I think it's excellent for you, Commish. I think it's a great trade.
Well, wait, you notice how he said commit. He didn't say
That's what I was about to say. That.
Yeah, he slipped that in there. It's a great play for you, commit. What are you trying to say, Charles? You got to be honest. Now, I'm on here too, man. Is it a good trade for me or not?
Is Aaron?
Let me look a little closer at you.
Well, on top of the fact that
I like the idea of doing it on this podcast, man. Let's just knock it out and be done.
All right, it's done. You send that trade over.
I'm sending it over right now. This is going to be a first, a trade on. I like the first. I want to be on the record book. Snowman can kiss my ass because I got to get on the record or something. So I'm at the first trade on a podcast. Here we go.
Thank you. But with that, gentlemen, I'm going to be cutting out a lot because I think we went over. Well, it's been like 50 minutes.
Oh,
Please
damn.
know a good chunk of this, a good 20 minutes is going to be cut out.
Rightfully so, man.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to listen to a 1 hour podcast about our teams. But, hey, so thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Sitcho, for reappearing on the podcast. And
Yep.
Thank you for coming on to the podcast.
Thanks for doing these.
You guys made history with me today with the first live trade as Trav played mediator. All right,
glad to be a part of it.
No problem. Hope you guys have a great week 13, and we'll hear from you. I think next week. I already got some podcasts lined up for the rest of the year, so you'll hear from me next week. And commish out.
All right, bro.
All right. Good luck.